Welcome back to the channel. All right, this video is fully going to be covering the meetup I hosted in Austin. And at the very end, I'm going to talk about like why I think you should attend a meetup, just any meetup, not necessarily doesn't have to be mine, but just go. I think they are a lot of fun. This is the third one I've hosted. It was by far the biggest, most time and the amount of people that have showed up and that sort of thing, biggest organization that I've put together. But also, like, if you have questions about like how to do them, I'm going to try to answer that as well. We're going to go over the photos, just try to walk you through like the whole event. Then we'll show you some videos. They're pretty funny. I'm going to edit them down though, so you can just kind of have the funniest parts, and then so you just get a sense of like what this can be like. I'm putting this out on Thanksgiving, and I know this is going to sound corny. I know I've thought for like a full week about how to say this in a non-corny way, but there's really just no way to do it. We've been playing this game, some of us for 10 years, even if it's just a year, or a few months or whatever. You get to know people. It's over the internet, but it is real. It is real if it's the right people. And in many ways, it's about the friends we've made along the way. And yeah, let's just jump into this. So this is the first night. I was actually in Austin for work as well. I believe this was Wednesday night. We went to dinner. There was a couple other people that were able to go who live in Austin. And then, of course, we did go out afterwards. We opened up some crystals. You'll see a little video of that in there. It's, again, hilarious. It's so amazing to play this game together with people. I get to experience that via streams, and I just don't know how many of us ever get to actually play this game with other people, especially people we've enjoyed and gotten to know over line chats and Discord and things like that. This was the following day, Thursday. We actually found a bar called White Tiger, which ended up being awesome. So shout out to White Tiger. I will at least link the names of every place that we went in Austin. That way, if you're going, it's a really cool city. We had a blast. And I think this was South Austin, North Austin, whatever. But this was definitely in Austin. I think it was on Congress, if I remember the name of the street. Really, really popular place. A lot of live music. Like I said, you're going to see some photos. Not everyone wants to be named, so I'm not saying everyone's name, but if you see yourself, you know who you are, and that we had a great, great time. I've been playing the game with a lot of these people for years. So moving on. Oh, this is obviously me. Just shock of no one. I found this great place called Cosmic in East Austin. Was phenomenal. Went there for breakfast, for coffee. The coffee was fantastic. And then actually went out there Friday night after the dinner. This is now back at White Tiger. I believe this is actually on Friday. Yeah, this is on Friday as we're getting ready for like the big dinner. A lot of this is like guys in For Loki, guys in SSX that I've played this game. I've gone to Tier 1 War, Masters Alliance War with them for years, or are also in the Illuminati or the Spreadsheet Wizards. A lot of people just came to town early. Like, people want to get together and meet and have fun. This is PWF, War Planner Extraordinaire. Like, I saw him, this is the first time I ever meet him, and I literally just hit me that he was guiding me through fights while I was at my nephew's wedding. I was in the desert. I've shown photos of that. I know on my Instagram and I think on Twitter. I was at my nephew's wedding a couple years ago, and still trying to do Tier 1 War with For Loki there. And I'm getting voicemails from PWF telling me like how to take fights, and it was just so cool to meet him. You can see if you can look in there, you can see other people in the background. This is a dinner Friday night for friends I've played the game with for years, Illuminati members, Spreadsheet Wizards, and their spouses and their kids, and we just had a great time. Is that Pelons? Shout out to our waitress. She was awesome. I definitely deserve to have those photos taken. So well done to you. You're awesome. Thank you so much. This was a great restaurant. Tex-Mex food, mezcal, great drinks. I think this actually was the full group that got to attend. You'll see some videos from some crystal openings there. So that was really awesome. We had a great time on the Friday night, and then we did go out Friday night. I guess I didn't have any photos from that. Definitely a few videos, so I'll put those in. TJ, Tom Jarvis, and MCoC Illuminati has a video of that too, so check that out. This was actually the official meetup, right? I did the invite over Eventbrite. Over 30 people registered. I don't think everyone was able to show up, which is pretty normal for any sort of group event that I've ever hosted, things like that, right? Some people who didn't know were going to show up. Some people who thought they were going to. Things come up and happen like that. You can see the official sticker there, designed by none other than Kat Murdoch. Huge shout out to her putting that together, a custom sticker. You're going to see that around. And this was a charity tournament, actually. So we just hung out at the Cidercade. It was awesome. Again, I'll link that as well. It was a fantastic place. It was $12 to get in. You played unlimited video games, which feels unheard of in today's day. They had, they had all the old classic games, new ones. People were playing like Guitar Hero, just a lot of fun. And then, of course, we got to just hang out. So that was really cool. And this was a charity tournament that I was actually supposed to stream. I just got way too busy with work. We decided to do it live. That's Bitter Steel, TJ, Rye right there. So this was the very beginning of it. And it got pretty intense. It's like playing the game in front of people, especially when we're really trying to win. You can get pretty intense. It's a really fun format. We'll probably do it sometime. And you can see like people are intensely playing. They're doing the tournament match. Well, you can see us in the background. We're watching, but we're also just having an absolute blast talking about the game. And you start to realize like, well, I already knew I had a lot in common with a lot of these folks, and I think they knew that they had a lot in common with each other. But there's also people in this photo who I met literally the first time ever that day, and I enjoyed just hanging out with them and talking with them about like just whatever came up. It wasn't just the game that we had in common. Now, we did eventually start two attendee-wide tournaments. The charity tournament was none other by TJ. Phenomenal players, by the way. It was Hot Fuzz, Bitter Steel, Rye, and TJ. So really incredible players there. Congratulations to TJ for the win. He raised over $100 for his charity of his choice, which was awesome. And then I will be making a donation to Bitter Steel's charity as well. And then we started two attendee-wide tournaments. Now, we had some of literally the best players in the world, right? Like Nagase was there, Bitter Steel was there, Tom Jarvis, Hot Fuzz. These sorts of players, like, when they push, they're in the highest rungs of Celestial. Nagase was obviously in Battle Realm Brawl. So we split it up into two brackets, and you were able to pick whichever one you wanted. Little did I know that even in what was considered like the normal human division, there was incredibly good players. You can see some of them on the screen here. Not gonna say their names, I don't know if they want to be known. They're not YouTubers or things. These are just folks who came out to have a great time. They were phenomenal players. It was really cool to see how wonderful so many people were at the game and the different ways of playing. You can see the tournaments kind of going on. You can see people focus on their matches here, just having a good time. And then we whittled it all the way down. You can see the two brackets. We kept it old school. I lost my voice in the middle of all of this week festivities. And so I wasn't able to really say it, but I was going to keep it old school. That's how we did it back in my day, back when I was in high school and college. We just got paper and we had a pen and we wrote stuff down. We didn't have as much of the internet. Yes, it kind of existed, but it was cool because then we all had to get together and we did this sort of thing. And it was just fun to watch everyone come together. We ended up in the finals. You can see them here. We got TJ versus Nagase, Adamantium of the Spreadsheet Wizards versus Samuel here. And it was really intense. Like you got like 20 some odd people sitting around watching. You can see how into it everyone was. And then Samuel did come up with the win. Massive congratulations to him. Really awesome to meet you. Thanks for coming out, bringing your family along with you. Really awesome. I hope you had an absolute blast. I know so many of us enjoyed meeting you and getting to talk to you and seeing you play. Really learned a lot. You're a phenomenal player. And you can see the bracket there. Thanks to Clown and PWF for joining both, and Campo to help fill it out. And then, Nagase, even in that field of all those amazing players, Nagase did come around, won this. I think they went to the final best of, because time was of the essence. We had 4 hours here at the Cidercade. And so we had to do it as a best of 3. Nagase did clinch it out, I think beating TJ 2-1. So that was pretty close. Got to take a picture with this young man. Really phenomenal young man, phenomenal channel. But you already know that. So that was awesome. And we kind of finished it up. This is myself and the Spreadsheet Wizards. These two guys, they're awesome. They just do so much. They do so much for the channel and for me, and putting together that spreadsheet to just help everybody out. Like literally, that's why they did it. They're like, hey, this is a great tier list. You obviously want to help everybody. What if we configure this thing so people could like remove war if they don't like war? And it's like, okay, thank you. And we've just run with it, and they continue to update it. This is the sort of thing that can happen. I've met a few of these guys in person before, thanks to Battle Royale Brawl or other meetups. The vast majority of them, though, I have never met, right? Like Lord Gara, Rai, Nagase, Campo, TJ, right, Hot Fuzz, Bitter Steel. These are all guys who have either been in SSX. I think all of them are currently there, or pretty close to. I'm seeing Campo and TJ there. But we all spent a lot of time together, battling, 3 wars a week, having a great time, cheering each other on, map watching, some top 10 finishes. I think this group finished in top 3 once together. Just awesome. Just absolutely awesome. It was great to take a photo with them. I'm glad they called me over when it was time. This was the vast majority of the people there. Some folks, like I said, came late, left early. different, different energy levels, those sorts of things, or responsibilities, things they had to take care of. But this is it, and not everyone knows each other. That's one of the things I really want to get across. I'll talk about that afterwards. The video is just like, I know I'm talking about like people I've played the game with for years and those sorts of things, but I really want to emphasize some of these folks I just met for the first time that day, and they look like they were having an absolute blast. I know I had a lot of fun just hanging out with them, just hanging out, talking about the game, talking about games, whatever, just having a good time. After the full official event was over, it was about 4 hours at that cidercade. Like I said, it was only like $12 to get in. And that's an example. We'll talk about that one, about how to host one. We went to a great place called Bangers. I was in Austin like 12 years ago. It looked a little different at that time. They've obviously done pretty well for themselves, but we just had an absolute blast. Again, just like hanging out. You can see like one phone is on there because we were going over the Mandela effect. It was pretty funny. But we also just have things in common, enjoy being together. I'd get together with this group as much as I possibly could if we lived near each other. So I can't recommend this enough. And thank you to all of you for coming out. It was amazing. It was awesome. We'll go ahead and jump over to those videos, and then I'll see you on the other side for some like how to host and things like that.
What are we going for?
Serpent.
All right. Let's get a serpent.
Falcon.
Falcon?
Falcon.
Okay.
Get Falcon.
The boys are saying Falcon.
Falcon.
No Falcon, please. Please.
Is this going to be a first time serpent or a dupe?
It's first time.
6,200
First
Falcon.
time.
We need to get Falcon 6,200.
And then Cyber
so
Weekend Awakening Gem is going to Serpent. And Sig 200.
And then everyone will hate you in Battlegrounds.
Basically.
Oh my gosh!
That was a lot of serpent.
He's not coming back, is he?
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh,
That's good.
I'll
That's
take
good.
it. I'll
That's
take
really
the
good.
Okay,
six.
all right.
That's really good.
I was really feeling bad about the
No,
dinosaur.
there we go.
That makes me look really bad.
No, it's bad. I got 2 of them on and I was like, oh.
Back in the day, I used to do that.
Did you got it, man?
It was a white tiger rollover. Photon 6. Beautiful.
I give 2 others when I cannot get for myself.
Hey, so it's Saturday morning. Clearly I've lost my voice. We've been having a lot of fun. Some of the guys have been out here for a few days. I was out here for work. It's Saturday morning. I'm headed in, going to meet some of the Illuminati, some of the other folks who signed up. And then in about an hour, we're going to be at the official meetup at that cidercade. Going to have an absolute blast. I'll make sure I take some photos, some videos. Next year, come out to this. Kabam. You better host your own brawl. We need this stuff. Come on.
You gotta be kidding me!
Like your game?
Hey, did you get in? I got it.
All right, so we'll just let this slideshow play on the like how to host and why to attend. For me, it's why to attend. For everything I literally just said, for everything you're seeing on these, like the fun, the I think the wholesome silliness and good times that can happen, right? Like we're just getting together to talk about a video game, and then you could talk about that for hours, obviously. But then the other conversations just start. You find out, like, like I remember Battle and Brawl, and I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to derail this, but like someone who like I'd been in alliances with and another YouTuber, and then all of a sudden we start talking. It was really enjoying it, and then we're like, Oh, you played WoW? I played WoW. Oh, you rated? Yeah, I rated. Like, and then we just had this long conversation that turned into like parenting and kids and the whole thing. And like that version of a conversation can happen over and over and over. But here's the thing, and this is what I really want to emphasize, is that doesn't need to happen. That's not something everybody wants. Obviously, I enjoy talking. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy hearing what they think and have to say. Not everyone enjoys that or enjoys that level of interaction, right? And that's okay. In fact, that's good. And these meetups, I think if they're done right or they're done properly or done well, there's plenty of space for that. There were clearly folks, and because I went around, I wanted to be the host. I wanted to make sure everyone felt included and invited, and then allowed them to interact on whatever space or way or pacing that they wanted to. And so I noticed that sometimes people would be involved in conversation and then they would kind of just go off and do their own thing for a little bit. They'd go play a video game or just maybe stand off to the side for a minute or two or three or four, and then they would come back in. And you don't need to be like this extreme extroverted person all the time to go and enjoy and have fun with this. These are just people having fun, being together, interacting in any way, shape, or form that they feel good about at that time. And every single meetup I've held, and this, like I said, this is the third one, and I do intend to do more. I've noticed that, and I've seen that. And everyone has a really great time. If you have the chance to go to one, I would highly encourage you to at least consider looking into it, ask some questions, kind of see what it's going to be about, how far is away. Like someone took a bus, I believe 3 hours each direction to be there. When I heard that, it just blew me away. And I was so impressed by their willingness to make the effort just to go hang out with some people for a little while. And I hope they had a great time. I know I really enjoyed physically meeting you. And I enjoyed your presence and that you even chose to hang out that evening. That was great. Now, if you're thinking about ever hosting one, the biggest piece of advice I could give you is it's my like translation of something that Brian Grant actually gave me when I was hosting my first one ever, is just create a space or do what you can to create a space for people to just kind of be together. I know that when my first one ever, I really thought like, oh, we need to do this thing and we need to have this game and we need to have these things to do. And I remember I even chose like 2 locations and we did have a great time. Don't get me wrong. But what I quickly realized was everyone just wanted to be together. Like I said, enjoying it in their own way. Some people really wanted to be super talkative. Some people didn't. Some people would ebb and flow in that, which is really normal when you think about it, right? Like everyone you know over the course of your life, that describes most people as some version in that like large space of normal. And so this last time, even though we went to Cidercade, and like I said, it was $12. I think it was about $12, and it was $13 after tax to get into the place. And so in order for me to reserve the tables, we didn't even have a private room. I talked to them. We had some tables. They said I could just pay for the attendees' admission. You don't need to do that. I chose to do that. I put my YouTube and things income into that because I just wanted to. I wanted to remove any sort of barrier. Irony, though, is a lot of people who showed up like an hour or two after like the official start time ended up telling me they just paid their own way, which I was like, but that's fine. It's fine. And I think it really shows the point is like no one even needed that. People did go around and enjoy playing the video games, but a lot of people didn't even do that. And so it's just about having a space where people can get together, they can talk to each other, and they can enjoy each other however it is they feel like enjoying at that time. The Battlegrounds tournament, I do think was nice because we enjoyed the game itself. People enjoyed playing it. And I think it also helped remind people like something to maybe talk about if they felt like they didn't have something else at the moment. But as you can see from these photos, people are enjoying watching the matches, but also just having a good time talking to each other in the meantime. If you get a chance to host one, I really think do it. Just have a good time. If you get a chance to go to one, I think go, have a good time. I have not had a single negative experience in the 3 meetups I've hosted. I can't promise you that one will never happen, but what I can tell you is that by and large, the people that show up to them, they show up because they want to be there and they want to just hang out with other people who really enjoy the game they do. And then potentially talk about something else that comes up along the way that we'll all have some sort of interest in. I love them. I'm going to do more. Thank you so much for watching. And to everyone who had attended, I know it started corny, but I meant it. These are the friends I made along the way. And that stuff's really, really important. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.